Hello students, welcome to the Python series. In the last video we discussed dictionary in Python. We discussed what is a dictionary, how to create a dictionary, and we discussed dictionaries are mutable, that is we can add or update an element in the dictionary, and the membership operators in and not it to check for the existence of items in the dictionary. Let's start today's session. First we are going to discuss traversing a dictionary. Traversing means accessing and processing each element from a collection of items. We can access each item of the dictionary or we can traverse a dictionary using the for loop. There are two methods to traverse a dictionary. Method 1, I have given an example, a stock dictionary which contains stock of table, chair and fan, table 10, chair 45, fan 4. There are 3 items in the dictionary. I have given a for loop here for I in stock. This for loop will execute until the items in the dictionary is exhausted, and this loop variable I will be assigned with the keys of the dictionary one by one. That is, in the first iteration, this I will contain the value table, and in the second iteration, chair will be the value of the variable I, and in the third iteration, fan will be the value of I. So keys in the dictionary can be accessed by using this variable I. Whenever we print the variable I inside the body of the loop, the key will be displayed. And in order to access the value, the dictionary name followed by the key, here stock of I. In the first iteration, the variable I will contain the key table. So stock of table will return the value 10. The output of this program will be, in the first iteration, I will contain table and stock of I is stock of table 10. In the second iteration, this I will contain chair. The output will be chair and stock of chair is 45. That will be displayed, and then the third item fan 4 will be displayed. Next example, phone numbers of Madhav, Suman and Gogul are stored in the dictionary phone. For I in phone, the I will contain the keys from the dictionary Madhav, Suman and Gogul in each iteration, and phone of I will display the value of that particular key. So the output will be Madhav and a tab space is given, his phone number, Suman, phone number, Gogul 9876908 will be displayed. This is method 1 to traverse a dictionary by using the key value as the loop control variable. Second method is, I have given a dictionary EMBL which stores some details of an employee, name J, age 34, salary 15,000. In the for loop, two loop control variables are given, I, j, in embl.items. embl.items returns all the items in the dictionary as a tuple. On each iteration, the loop variable I will be assigned with keys of the dictionary and j will be assigned with the values of the dictionary. In the method 1, the loop control variable contain only the keys of the dictionary, but here there are two variables and I will be assigned with the keys and j will contain the values. So in order to display the key and value inside the body of the loop, we have to just use the variables I and j. The output of the program will be, in the first iteration, the key is name and its corresponding value is displayed. Next, age 34, salary 15,000 is displayed. These are the two methods to traverse a dictionary. Next, we can check some of the built-in methods used with dictionary. First method is len. This function returns the number of key value pairs in the dictionary. For example, a dictionary dict1 is given which contains 4 key value pairs, Mohan, Ram, Suhail and Sangeeta. So len of dictionary will return 4, the number of items in the dictionary. Next function dict. This function is used to create a dictionary from a sequence of key value pairs. This sequence can be a list or a tuple. In this example, the variable pair1 is declared as a list, and inside the list, a tuple with two values are given, Mohan 95, Ram 89, Suhail 92 and Sangeeta 85. So each tuple will be changed as a key value pair using this dict function. The pair1 variable is displayed here, and this statement dict1 equals dict of, in bracket we have given the sequence name pair1. This statement will create a new dictionary with each tuple as the key value pair. So dict method is used to create a dictionary from a sequence of key value pairs. Next function, keys. This function returns the list of keys in the dictionary. For example, dict1 is a dictionary. Dict1.keys will display the 4 keys from the dictionary. Next function, values, returns the values in the dictionary. Dict1.values return the values 95, 89, 92 and 85 from the dictionary dict1. Next function, items, returns a list of tuples, that is a key value pair. For example, dict1.items returns a list of tuples. The first element in the tuple is Mohan 95, then Ram 89, Suhail 92 and Sangeeta 85. In order to display the keys, we have to use the keys function, and to return values, we have to use the values function, and to return both keys and values, we can use the items function. The next function, get, returns the value corresponding to the key passed as argument. For example, dict1.get Sangeeta. The value of Sangeeta here is 85, so 85 is displayed. If that specific key does not exist in that dictionary, no output will be displayed. The next function, update function. This function is used to append a key value pair of dictionary passed as argument to the key value pair of the given dictionary. That is, it is used to append 2 dictionaries. For example, 2 dictionaries are given here, dict1 and dict2. Dict1.update dict2 will append the items in the dict2 to dict1. So when we display dict1, we can see the new items from the dict2, Sohan 79 and Geeta 89 is added to the dictionary dict1. The dictionary dict2 remains unchanged. It contains only 2 items. Next 3 methods are used to remove items from the dictionary. First one is del statement. It is used to delete an item with the given key. A dictionary dict1 is given. Del of dict1 of Ram. Ram is the second item in the dictionary. That item will get deleted. So when we display the dict1, Ram is not existing in this dictionary. In order to delete the whole dictionary, we can use the statement del followed by the dictionary name. When we try to display the dictionary, name error will be displayed. Name dict1 is not defined, which means the whole dictionary is deleted. The next function, pop. This function is also used to delete a specific item from the dictionary. But the difference between del and pop is that pop not only deletes an item from the dictionary but also returns the deleted value. For example, a dictionary season is given here. R, S, W and A are the keys in the dictionary. Season.pop S, the key of the item to be deleted, is to be passed as argument to the pop function. When we use this function, the value of the key being deleted is displayed. The value for the key S is summer. It is displayed as output. When we display the dictionary season again, we can see that summer is not present in this dictionary now. If the key being passed to the pop function does not exist, a key error will be displayed. Season.pop M. M is not a valid key in the dictionary season. It will display a key error. The next function is clear. This function is used to delete or clear all the items from the dictionary. Dict1.clear. The dictionary will be existing, but all the items will be removed from the dictionary. I will show some examples using these built-in functions. I have created a dictionary month which stores the number of days of each month. The key is the month code and the value is the number of days. January 31, February 28, March 31. Like that, all the months are created. I will run this program. The first function was len function. Len of month will return the number of items in the dictionary 12. The next function was keys. Month.keys will display all the keys in the dictionary January to December. The next function was month.values. The values function returns the values from the dictionary. The number of days will be displayed. The next function was items. Month.items will display a list of key value pairs. Next function was get function. Month.get, and in bracket we have to give a key. I am giving it as June. Will return the value of that key June from the month dictionary. We can access the value of a particular key by using the statement month in square bracket a key can be passed. This will also return the same output. But if a key does not exist, month of, I am giving it as small letter, month of June will return a key error. Small letter June is not present in this dictionary. But using the get function, if a particular key is not existing, month.get June in small letters will return none. No output will be displayed. So the get function returns the value of particular key passed as argument. The next one was del. After that, we have to give the key to be deleted. Del month of December will remove that item from the dictionary. When we display the dictionary, December will not be present in that dictionary. Del statement is used to remove a particular item from the dictionary. Del of APR will delete April from the dictionary. After March, April is not present in the dictionary. If a particular key is not existing in the dictionary, it will generate a key error. We have already deleted the month April, so it will display a key error. The next function is pop, month.pop, and in bracket we have to give the key to be deleted. I am giving it as August. The difference between del and pop is that when we use del statement, it just removes the item from the dictionary. But pop function returns the value being deleted. I am using month.pop August and the value for August is 31. 31 will be displayed as output. The value being deleted will be displayed as output. When we display the dictionary month, August is not present in the dictionary. Next function is clear, is used to remove all items from the dictionary. When we display month, an empty dictionary will be displayed, which means that all the items from the dictionary is removed. Next function is the update function. I have created two dictionaries, S1, which contains the capital of 3 countries, India, Delhi, UK, London, Japan, Tokyo, and one more dictionary, S2, which contains the capitals of 2 states. I am going to append these two dictionaries, S1.update, and in bracket I have to give the second dictionary name S2. Now the S1 will contain the states from both the dictionaries. The dictionary 1 contained these 3 items, and Greece and Egypt are the items from the dictionary S2. S2 will remain unchanged. It will contain Greece and Egypt. The difference between clear and del is that S2.clear removes all the items from the dictionary, but S2 is still existing there. But the del statement, del S1, will remove the items and also the dictionary will be deleted. When we use the clear function, only the items will be removed, an empty dictionary will be existing there, and we can add more items to this dictionary S2. But when we use the del statement, the items and the whole dictionary will be deleted. We can look some questions using this dictionary. I have created a dictionary odd, which contains odd numbers less than 10. The key is the number in digit and the value is the number in words, 1 ONE, 3 THRE, 5 FIVE, like that. Consider the above dictionary odd and write Python statements to do the following. The first question is to display the keys in dictionary. We have to use the keys function odd.keys. Second question is display the values in the dictionary. The answer is odd.values. Third question is display the items from the dictionary. Odd.items. Find the length of the dictionary. The answer is len, and in bracket we have to give the dictionary name len of odd. Next question, check if 7 is present or not in the dictionary. For that we have to use the membership operator in 7 in odd. This statement returns either true or false. Since 7 is present in this dictionary, the result will be true. Next question, check if 2 is present or not in the dictionary. The statement is 2 in odd. This statement returns false since 2 is not present in the dictionary. Next question, retrieve the value corresponding to the key 9. The answer is we have to use the get function odd.get 9. Next question, delete the item from the dictionary corresponding to the key 9. We have to use the del statement, del odd of 9. Next question, I have created a dictionary state capital which stores the capitals of some states in India. Assam, Guwahati, Bihar, Patna, Maharashtra, Mumbai and Rajasthan, Jaipur. We have to write the output of the following statements. First one, print state.get Bihar. The get function returns the value of the specified key. The value for the key Bihar is Patna, so the output will be Patna. Next, print state capital dot keys. We have to display all the keys from the dictionary. The output will be Assam, Bihar, Maharashtra and Rajasthan. Print state capital dot values. It will display all the values from the dictionary. The next question, print state capital dot items. It will display all the key value pair as a sequence. Next, print len of state capital. There are 4 items in the dictionary, so the output will be 4. Next question is, print Maharashtra in state capital. This statement checks whether Maharashtra is present in the dictionary. Since it is present, the output will be true. Then next question, state capital dot get Assam. The output will be Guwahati. Next question is state capital dot pop Maharashtra. This statement removes the item Maharashtra from the dictionary and also it returns the value Mumbai as output. Next function, del state capital of Assam. This statement removes the item Assam from the dictionary. There will be no output for this statement. And when we print the dictionary, the whole dictionary without the item Assam will be displayed. So these are the topics that you have to cover in the chapter dictionary. Practice all these functions. Thanks for watching.